The Gen Z dating experience. Oh my god, this is not going to be good, is it?
Life is like a race, except you're the only one running it. But at the same time, you can see everyone else running theirs. I'm in my 20s now, and I think it's probably the most awkward time in anyone's life. On one hand, there's people around my age who were steadily working their careers, climbing the corporate ladder.
That's a cute image, Miku image.
Going out on the weekends and living the typical adult life. And on the other, there's still a lot of us trying to figure it out.
I think the truth is, as much as you guys might think that everybody knows what they're doing, most people don't. Most people wake up in the morning not knowing why they're going to that corporate job that they're getting a promotion for. They're unhappy. The only reason why they do it is to get time off, to survive. And with the rising inflation and all the monetary issues in today's society, most people are just trying to scrape by, and there's no problem with you. I just want you to know that there's not a single issue. We're all in this conundrum and with these same issues.
But I think out of all the good things you can have in life, the one thing most of us want more than anything is someone to do it with. When I look around, I see a lot of my friends in long-term relationships, and some of them have even gotten married. But I also have a lot of friends who are my age and have never even been in a relationship. Dating.
And that's not weird, because women today are fucking terrifying.
As a Gen Z adult is an interesting experience because dating comes with a lot of expectations. What do guys expect out of girls? What do girls expect from a guy?
Everything.
What does one partner expect from the other? There's this constant push and pull between what people want from each other romantically, and social media is only making it worse.
Oh yeah, before social media, when there was no social media, Jordan Peterson had a quote. He said, "Even a sultan during his whole lifetime would not be able to see as many attractive women as you can at the tip of your hand." And that fucks with our brains, because we all monkeys. We all think this is a pretty woman, this is not a pretty woman. But all these pretty women that's at the top of the Instagram charts barely exist. They're one out of a certain amount, or one out of plastic surgery.
It's why I think a lot of younger people think that romance is dead. Because social media is full of unrealistic expectations that I don't think 90% of young adults can meet. Yo, bro, what's your type? Well, I like short girls, but I go to the gym, so I also want her to be fit too. And I kind of like when girls have a bit of an attitude, but I think confidence is hot, so I want her to have a lot of pride as well. Okay, so you said short, fit, has an attitude, and a strong sense of pride. Yeah, bro, I don't think you want a girlfriend. I think you want Vegeta. Now, I'm not blaming social media for being the reason people are single, but I think sometimes people forget that social media is just a caricature of reality.
Yes, it is. It's an amped up reality. And you might say blaming social media is a bad thing to do. But it kind of has some sort of merit. Because before Instagram, for you to be flown out to Dubai by somebody who wanted to take a doo-doo on your chest was very unlikely, you know? It's not like, oh my god, look at that Instagram thought. Let's send her a message and say 50k to shit on your chest.
And that most things shouldn't be taken so seriously. Every other day on Twitter, I see people getting worked up over hypothetical situations that would never happen in reality. But they built their entire perspective on relationships around it. Babe, would you love me if I was a worm?
God damn, I knew this question was coming. And you know what I've said in my previous relations? Would you love me if I was a worm? I would use you as bait. It's not the point. It's not the point. We are utilizing the tool. And I've got some funny answers back, and I've got some not so funny girls that had a problem with me after that. You don't love me. You wouldn't love me if I was a worm. You're not turning into a worm, woman.
What? If I got magically transformed into a worm, but I was still your girlfriend, would you still love me?
But you wouldn't be your girlfriend. Jesus.
How could you be my girlfriend if you were a worm? Wow.
Here.
Just wow. What kind of question is this? Why would you even be a worm?
And why are you angry
after? This is
after
why men deserve less. How am I supposed to date a worm? The truth is that there are a lot of really cool people out there that are looking for someone compatible to spend their time with.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time, we only get to see the negatives. And sometimes this causes us to shut ourselves down before we even give someone else the chance.
Not only that, but the friends of that person will also talk predominantly negative about you, which is so damning and damaging. Oh my God, you should leave him. He seems like an asshole. He doesn't care about you. Girl. Does that seem like somebody who's like genuinely trying to help you? Nah. It seems like a friend that only got the shit. And if you only get the shit, you have a shit sandwich. You don't know anything else. It's like, yeah, he sounds like shit. Even though he might be the greatest guy alive, but you only give her the shit.
Chance to possibly say yes. Believe it or not, I've had girls that were interested in me tell me they were afraid to approach me because they didn't think they were my type. But the truth is, I don't have a type. Superficial things like someone's height, weight, income, or other things are temporary. And if you base your relationship with someone on those things, then the relationship will also be temporary. I'm not...
Yeah, but goddamn, how much money. Yeah. But it's a very good point. It will be a temporary relationship if you're going by money because he might lose his job. If you're going by, he's an athlete, he might lose his foot. Like, you go by core values, in my opinion. Hobbies has nothing to do with it. You can get into his hobby, you can get into her hobby, but core values, I think, are so important.
I'm not saying you should treat relationships like the stock market and invest in someone you don't find attractive, hoping they glow up into a supermodel. I just think that a lot of times when you talk to people, most of them don't care that much about looks. Sure, there are shallow people out there, but not everybody is gonna like you. And it's not always about your looks. It's like your boy coming to you like, it's no use trying to date, bro. Girls don't like me because I'm not 6 feet. No, bro, don't say that. It's not because you're not 6 feet. It's because you have no swag. Dating is about finding someone who aligns with your values, priorities, and lifestyle.
Well, lifestyle can change. Priorities will change throughout life. I think values are the number one. Because let's say your priority now is traveling, right? Yes, it might be a right time, right girl, wrong moment, of course. But the priority might change. You get kids, the priority is the kid, example.
It won't always be a perfect fit, but you shouldn't have to put yourself in an uncomfortable position to meet someone else's expectations. A big fear when it comes to dating is the idea of being chosen versus being an option. When you're searching for someone to love, you want them to love you back equally. No one likes to think that their partner settled for them. You want to feel like you were their first option, not the backup plan.
Well, the problem is you're never going to be the first option. Almost never. If somebody could magically wave a wand or rub a genie lamp, you've always been to either, unless it's the first relationship ever and this is the only person you've ever loved, as in a true monogamous relationship, yeah, I stand corrected if that's the case. Most people, however, had a girlfriend or a boyfriend in the past, and that didn't suit them in the end. Nobody is really the first option. If you're a 5 and you settle for a 5, you might want a 10. In personality, looks, and otherwise, doesn't matter. Just arbitrary numbers. But it's not really settling. It's getting within your means. But to them, to some degree, it's settling. Because that wasn't their first option. They wanted Scarlett Johansson, but she was taken in a movie set in America right now.
And this doesn't mean that you should only be looking for people who've never been in a relationship. That's unrealistic. It means that everyone deserves to feel like their partner chose them. That they're with you because they want to be. Not because things didn't work out with the people they wanted more. Or that they're only with you because they couldn't get anybody else. I think in an era of social media, it's easy to compare yourself against other people.
Yeah, it's what is it? It's called comparison is the thief of joy. And that is really the point it's making here. It's a great, great point. You want to feel like you're at least not a second option. I wouldn't call it second choice, but I would call it second option. But I mean, that's semantics at this point.
Especially when you're aware that your partner was with people before you. Like if the girl you like says she likes tall guys, but you're 5'7", or your boyfriend's exes are blonde and you have dark hair, these things can make you feel insecure and that your partner settled for you because you aren't their type. So when it comes to dating, it's really important that your partner knows that you chose them. and not that they just happen to be your best option at the time. I think for a lot of young people, the scariest part of dating is dealing with commitment. A lot of people have different ways they become attached to others. Some people are more readily able to commit to someone, and
highly likely because they had a better family dynamic and people weren't afraid to say that they cared for each other. It's a big issue recently with commitment issues for sure.
Others are a bit more avoidant. Me personally, I'm very quick to accept people into my life, and there are a lot of people I consider my friends. Pretty much, if you've ever just listened to me talk for more than 20 minutes, then I'll probably think of you as a friend. And this translates to my relationships because every time I meet a girl who's like, hey, you're kind of cute, we should hang out more. And I'm like, oh, bet, here's my number. But in my head, I'm already thinking about what we're going to name our kids.
That's adorable as hell. I can't explain why, but that's just adorable. I can just see him go, Christopher. She's like, what? Nothing.
My friends say I get attached too quickly, and they're honestly probably right. I've dealt with girls who are more avoidant in the past, and it's not for the weak. But sometimes people have a fear of commitment for different reasons, and that can make dating hard. And depending on what it is, sometimes you have to let that stuff go. Everyone has that one friend that's still holding on to baggage from a long time ago. Yo, bro, I met this girl today and I think she'd be perfect for you.
Well, let me guess before he says something. No, dog, I don't trust women. Women don't do nothing good for me. Last one cheated on me. Okay. That's my guess.
Nah, bro, I'm never dating again.
Okay.
All girls are the same. Bro, are you good?
Why?
What's wrong? Yeah, bro, it's just, I still have some trauma I'm dealing with from my last relationship.
Why? Come on.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, bro. What happened? I got cheated on.
Yep. 100 points for Daniel.
How'd you find out?
Ooh.
I went to lunch early that day and I caught her in the act. No way. Yeah. She shared her chocolate milk with another guy at the lunch table. Wait, what?
What?
She told me I was the only guy she would share her true milk with.
50
I couldn't
points.
believe it. Wait, bro, how long ago was this? You remember Shanice? Bro, from 7th grade? Yes, bro. We were going to spend the rest of our lives together. Bro, that was middle school. You got to let that go. But I remember it like it was yesterday. Bro, we were 12. I can understand not wanting to rush into a committed relationship with someone and wanting to take things slow. However, one thing that's super common with Gen Z is being caught in a situationship.
Yeah, this whole situationship thing is insane to me. Like, okay, listen, Gen Z. You in the comment section, please tell me, how do you end up in a situationship? Can't you just say, yo, we're friends with benefits, or yo, we're in a relationship? What is a situationship? How is a situation more situational than friends with benefits? Or I am in a relationship, or even I'm in a non-monogamous relationship, or any other type of relationship. I don't get it. What's up, brother? What? Here's the problems. What's the situationship? Oh, my brain is heavy. It's hurting.
A situationship is basically when you're doing all the things that people in a relationship would do.
Oh, he's explaining. Nice.
Without being in a relationship.
So
sometimes
you're in the relationship.
People aren't on the same page when it comes to commitment, and that's fine. One person may want to take the relationship to the next level, while the other person needs some time to know if they're ready. However,
what do you mean need some time to know if they're ready? If they need some time to know if they're ready, they're not ready. Isn't that the whole idea?
However, you shouldn't still be acting like you're in a relationship when you're not. Because
that's fair.
That's when things get confusing. Yo. So how's things going with you and that one girl? Oh, man, they're great. We talk every day. We hang out all the time. I met her mom. She's been staying
what
over.
A dope-looking mom,
sleeping in the same bed. Oh, so like, is she your girlfriend now? Whoa. Why are you throwing that G word out, man? We're just friends. Well, we've been friends for years, and we never sleep in the same bed, except that one time. Well, I mean, it's different.
Yeah, except that one time. But on a serious note, it's a sad situation because just clarify the boundaries. Because if you clarify the boundaries, it's much easier for you to actually know where you're going with things, right? Hey, what are we? That's a conversation. If a girl asks you that and she genuinely wants to know, it's not because she wants to trap you. It's because, yo, is this what I think it is? And you can say, dog, we're just friends. And if she goes out to fuck someone else, that's on you. You know, if you like it and you should have put a ring on it.
Because she's a girl, you know? But we're just chilling. Okay, so if you're just friends, then you wouldn't be mad if I tried to ask her out. I will choke slam you through the floor, bro.
See, exactly.
Exactly, bro. You clearly like her. so just wife her up. Is he talking about that one girl he's been kicking it with, but he's too scared to put a label on it? Yes, bro. Bruh, if you don't man up and tell that girl you need her same day delivery like Amazon Prime, all right, bro, chill. I get not wanting to put a label on things, but what's important is that you're both on the same page.
Yeah, agreed,
One time,
100%.
I went to get lunch with a female friend of mine, and everything was going great until the waitress brought the check. Apparently, since she saw a guy and a girl getting food together, she immediately assumed that we were on a date. And since it's a date, I'm supposed to pay for both of our meals.
Why?
And that was crazy.
I don't understand that we're on a date. I'm going to pay for both our meals. Why? Isn't she equally out there to meet you? Like, women are making money now. Treat them as equals. Here, give them the check.
Crazy. Because before bringing the check, waiters usually ask if your meals are separate. But no, she was just like, this is a date. You're a man, so you pay. My friend offered to cover her half, but at that point, I had already accepted my fate. So yeah, make sure it's clear where you stand with someone before you end up spending $53 on a burger and fries. One unique thing about dating for Gen Z, though, is that we have a lot of options when it comes to looking for love. Obviously, there's traditional dating where you meet someone either on your own or through your friends, and you start talking and then eventually start dating. But there's also...
And eventually start dating. See, that was the only option back in the day. And now we have dating apps. And now we have some sort of weird fucking speed dating that's come back again that women are complaining about. Have you seen that? That's super interesting. I might actually make a video on it. It's speed dating and women are complaining because there's no men showing up because they don't want that shit. They're like, I don't want to be insulted in front of 20 women.
So online dating, where you create your profile, get a match, and hope that the stranger you meet is normal enough to not make you want to block them on everything the second the date is over.
Wow, I've never had to block somebody like that.
Which is cringe. Traditional dating may seem less common among Gen Z with how prevalent dating apps are, but a lot of relationships still start this way, especially if you're still in school where you're regularly surrounded by people around.
But school is a little bit of a cheat code. It's like not really the real world because everybody's there for the same reason. Everybody's there for they haven't really started working yet. They're not like all fucking tired and grumpy and stuff. They're all there with the same liberal mindset. Most of them with the same type of liberalish mindset and very like free from their parents. Finally, now we're going to do whatever we want. It's very loosey-goosey and everybody wants to find friends. It's a little bit different.
Your age. There are a lot of obstacles that get in the way of traditional dating though. Like having enough free time to go out and meet people, or having enough personal connections to find an available partner, or even just having enough money to keep going on dates. But the biggest hurdle by far is dealing with rejection.
Oh yeah, that's not fun.
It's one of the hardest words to hear.
It's not, no is not that word, the bad of word. The bad word is, God damn, you thought you had a chance, that's hard.
Building up the courage to approach someone is hard enough as it is.
Yeah, it's hard enough, I agree.
For it to not go your way really stinks. People walk around every day with countless insecurities living in the back of their head. So no matter who you are, being rejected can make you feel like you're just not good enough. And that's fair. You've probably heard it before. The worst she can say is no.
No, it's not. It's
not the worst thing she can say. You could walk up to a girl and ask her out and she could look at you and say, ew.
You know what? That's not even the worst thing she could do. There are so many things that are worse, but I will refrain.
I would never go out with an ugly, stinky, bald-headed, swagless nerd like you. My standards aren't that low. And honestly, at that point, you're cooked. But that's only the worst case scenario. Most of the time, rejection usually goes like this. Hey, I saw you across the way there and I thought you were really pretty. I was wondering if you'd like to go out sometime? Oh, that's really sweet. Thank you. But I'm not really looking for anything at the moment. Sorry.
Applications are closed for the moment. Please apply again in a few years. Beep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no worries. Have a nice day. No matter how nice it is, rejection always hurts.
Yeah,
and for most guys, at least, I don't even think it's a fear of rejection, but rather a fear of being seen as a creep. And I completely understand. The thought of making a...
See, that's a new thing with Gen Z. Well, like, I'm not necessarily Gen Z, but with everything that's come in recently. Being able to go up to a woman and say, hey, I really like your style. I think that you look great. I'd like to get to know you a bit over coffee. It's not difficult to say. But the second somebody starts, oh, he's a creep, he's trying to get up. Oh my God, oh, I'm calling the police. It's like, what the fuck? I just wanted to ask you out, girl. Calm down.
woman uncomfortable is almost unbearable. But you can't let your fear of rejection turn into a fear of approaching people in general. All right, bro, I'm finally gonna do it. Today I'm gonna tell that girl how I really feel. Bet, bro, you're in there. I'm telling you, just play it cool. You're right, bro. I just gotta stay confident. Excuse me. Do you know what time the library closes? I need to return this book, but I'm trying to figure out if I should do it before or after my next class. Could you help me out here? He had to go to the bathroom. Despite the challenges, I still think dating traditionally is one of the best ways to meet someone.
I agree. Dating traditionally, I think, is just a lot more powerful overall, because often you're going to find people with your same interests or some sort of hobbies or at least some values that align, because you'll have a similar friend group maybe, or you're going to go to a similar place with similar aligned values. For example, let's say you want to go to a gaming cafe. You go meet girls that like the gaming cafe. That means they most likely have some values or at least some hobbies that you can bond over and communicate over. And if you don't turn into a couple, you can turn into good friends, you know, and maybe that network group and that network group and that network group and, you know, continued outwards will be able to find you the partner of your dreams. But yeah, this whole thing makes me think about how difficult it is to approach women in general nowadays. Because I had an encounter the other day. I was with a girl, and I looked at another girl, and she had like a really cool coat, and I said, "Oh, nice coat." And she looked at me, "Okay, thank you, bye." I was like, "What the fuck is wrong?" I just like non-threatening, non-committal, just while walking past her, and she was the most dismissive. Like, it was almost like, I was like, why did I even want to compliment that? Like, I think people like that shouldn't get that many compliments. Like, that's nasty, icky feeling. Like, ugh. And then 5 minutes later, I saw a dude with dope hair. I looked at him, stopped, and I was like, "Yo, nice hair." He was like, "Oh yeah, dope, man." And I saw his teacher, anime teacher. I'm like, "Oh, you watched this?" "Yeah, I watched this, man." And we shook hands and we walked each other away. And his day was made. So I think I'm more comfortable approaching guys. So maybe I should just turn a leaf, turn the other side, get that cheek.
Your friends can help put you on with people they think will match your personality, and it gives you a more organic connection with someone that can grow over time. Online dating isn't really a new thing anymore, and honestly, it isn't as bad as it used to be.
Oh yeah,
it's bad. I have
bad.
a few friends who met their partners on dating apps, and they're honestly in very happy, healthy relationships with people they met online. I think the biggest issue with online dating, though, is that since you're dealing with strangers, it can be very superficial. The only thing they really have to go off of initially is your appearance and whatever you put on your profile. So sometimes it's hard to really find someone who's a good match for you. It also goes against the #1 rule of the internet, which is to never link up with random people you met online.
Well, you can link up with them. Just always link up with them in a private, in a public setting. Because if you link up with them in a private setting, that's when things go. However, the worst isn't that. The worst is when you get yourself a little stalker, like a little girl who's just like, "I know where you work. I know who you talk to." I'm like, oh Jesus Christ.
But it does lead to one of my favorite games, which is figuring out how long it takes for your date to finally reveal themselves as a weirdo. Wow, this was such a nice date. I really enjoyed talking to you. Of course, you're such an interesting person. Can I ask you something before we leave? Sure, what's up? Can I take a picture of your feet? Your toes look very nice, and I would love to set them as the wallpaper on my phone. What? I thought you said you like girls with a good soul. No. I said I like girls with good souls. Here, just hold still for a second. I think my Uber's here. And then there's e-dating. Oh boy. The digital age has changed the way we do a lot of things, including dating. And e-dating is something that's really common among people who don't go outside a lot.
Is this like the VR people? Because I know quite a few of VR people, and they are nuts. They are nut jobs. It's like the first, it's like hump each other, and I'm like, what's going on here? I'm out of my league. I'm drowning.
Don't get me wrong. I've been playing video games since I was 4. And
Me
over
too.
the years, I've met a lot of really cool people online and would even consider them good friends. I think just about everyone in Gen Z has at least one friend that they've never actually met in person. E-dating isn't too different from your typical long-distance relationship, but it's definitely a relatively new experience. One day, you and your homie are queuing Swift plays and an E-girl with a soft voice gets on your team. Now you see him duo queuing on his alt and silver at 4 a.m. I know I make fun of e-dating a lot, but genuinely, if you're happy with someone you met in a Discord server, then that's great. But
it is great, but it's very, very difficult with e-dating because a lot of people nowadays use either voice modulation or things to get benefits out of people by being a girl. So you kind of have to get a little bit of a verification, like call them, I mean, like, oh, hey, baby girl, how you doing? That's a thing. It's cringy just playing that. Ugh.
Also seen a lot of relationships end badly with leaked DMs full of messages I wish I never saw. So if you're gonna e-date, make sure she's only for you and not for the hashtag general. No matter what kind of situation you find yourself in, it's important that you always remember to be yourself. You don't need to be someone else to attract a certain type of person. And if you...
Yes, you do. You want the gold diggers, you have to be a person that has loads of money. You want to be a certain type, get a certain type of woman, you highly likely have to be a certain type of man. You have to be you, I agree. And I fundamentally agree with that. But you're not going to get every type of person, because not every type of person is going to like you. Like, for example, me. I love anime. I love gaming. I used to be an MMA fighter. I am an actor. And I do arts. I'm not going to get just the hikey girls. There's almost no rock climbing girls that's going to want me. Like, the people that's going to want me are going to want me for my ideologies and the ways I think, the way I speak, maybe more academic. A lot of my exes have been academics, or they have been artists, or they have been, these type of things. And it's most likely because that's what I attract. What you put out into the world is what you most likely get back. And so, I mean, you have to be a certain type to get a certain type, I think.
Feel the need to act like someone you're not to impress someone, then they're probably not worth it. There are people out there who will like you for you. You don't have to pretend. So just stick to being yourself. We all know that one guy that starts acting different when girls come around. Bro, there's no way he's beating Goku. Nobody can beat Goku.
Yo, bro.
I'm telling you, with Gear 5, Luffy solos the verse. Bro, he's not touching Goku. You're tweaking. Bro, the Toon Force. I'm telling you, the Toon Force.
It's going to be like suddenly cool.
He's not touching Goku. Hey, guys.
I have that. I have all these people.
What you guys doing? Oh, we were just having
I ain't doing nothing, bro.
Like, this guy thinks Luffy can beat. I mean, that was really more so him. Like, I'm not really into all that anime stuff for real. It's like kind of immature for me. Oh, you guys talking about anime? I love anime. Have you guys seen Hunter x Hunter? Hunter x Hunter? Yeah, that's my show. Like, Killable, like, that's
Jesus
my favorite
Christ.
character. Bro, weren't you just calling it mid, like, last week? Bro, chill. You always bringing up old stuff. Like, I'm a different man now. Right. Anyway, I was coming over to ask if you still needed your shift covered tomorrow. My schedule opened up and I wanted some extra hours. Oh yeah, it's perfect. I really needed to be off tomorrow. So if you can, that'd be great. Yeah, bro. Now you can come to the gym. Like, I be going every day.
My God. I mean, this is a very similar conversation to what I've had in my life. This is actually painful. I'm going to give you a goddamn pat on the back here for making this such a good, awkward conversation. This is, ugh.
Probably about to go now, low key. Probably hit the bench. Yeah, so I'll text you when I pick your shift up, okay? Yeah, thank you. I mean, you can text me too, though. To sum it up, relationships are complicated, and a lot of times, finding the person who's right for you takes a lot of trial and error. Some people get lucky and are able to find the right person for them at a young age. And for others, it takes a while. What matters is that you remember to prioritize yourself just as much as you value the relationship. You shouldn't lose.
Well, you should value yourself, because if you don't value yourself, your relationship is probably going to go south to some degree. Like, if your values are like, you have to take care of yourself, maybe exercise, maybe do some gaming, or do something that lets your head relax and stuff. And also your partner will very often, if it's a good partner, account for that. He will or she will allow for that. If you have a girlfriend and she's like tiptoeing in and coming in with like a plate of anything like pancakes or something with maple syrup on while you're gaming with the boys, because she understands that you need some time, isn't that great? Just like if she's sitting there and sewing or watching her thing, and you watch it with her for 30 minutes and sit there and talk to her about it, and she's gonna be like, oh my god, I love drag queens. I'm like, I don't, but I love watching stuff with you because it's fun, you know. It's about allowing for each other to have a relaxation, however the relaxation works.
Lose yourself just to be with someone else, so make sure you take time to focus on you as well. Don't become one of those people who spends every second of their life with their significant other, and invest in a support system outside of your partner too. When it comes to relationships, it can be easy to turn a good thing into a bad thing. And the key to making sure things don't go south is finding balance. Don't hang on to something bad for too long, but also don't be quick to let a good thing go just because you hit a bump in the road.
Oh yeah, it's so easy for people to just jump over. Okay, I had a great girl. She's good for anything. She does everything for me. I love her, everything. But she said something I didn't like 3 weeks ago. Like, come on, talk about it then. If it's something that you can't fix, then that's one thing. It's like, if it's like, oh, I want kids. I don't want kids. Okay, that's a very different conversation we're having now. But if it's like, oh, I like pistachio ice cream. I don't like Bailey's ice cream. And he's like, but Bailey's ice cream is the best. That's just man-child or a woman-child, whichever child behavior.
Like all things, a healthy relationship takes patience, compromise, and maturity. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, and thanks for 20K.
I mean, I quite like this dude, so I'm gonna pop a subscribe for him. Really, really enjoyed it. I'm gonna keep watching his videos, and I'll see him later. And you guys, remember to subscribe to me too, baby. Bye bye.